now to see how many cases there are, so just bear with me.
Oh no, that's right. I'm not really looking for that. I know how many cases they are. What I'm trying to gather is I've just spoke to an officer just now who, somebody in your department who just told me that your officer had called, one of your enforcement officers had called the police on me, and that I threatened him to stab him and etc. I've just spoken to the police just now. And by the way, you're currently being recorded, in case, just to let you know. But I just spoke to the police just now, and the police have just confirmed to me that no, there's been no reports made, there's been no calls to the police, they've got no records of that, and there's been no crime committed. And secondly, if there is a crime committed, if you don't mind, if you can please give me the reference number to that.
Okay, so...
It's all recorded, so I have everything recorded.
So I can see that we do have a contact number on the system that we're ringing on. We're here at the office now, we're here to deal with these cases. So I can see you've got 2 cases for Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole. Would you like me to go through what these in regards to, or do you know the information?
I'm not calling you for that information. I'm calling you for the fact that I wanted your officer to identify himself to me and to give me my paperwork in hand. And you've told me that your officer has called the police and has been advised by the police not to speak to me. Well, I've just caught you lying because I've just spoke to the police, and the police have told me the total opposite and said there's no crime committed, we're not looking for you, we don't need to speak to you, and that you should give me a reference number if that's the case, and secondly, your officer should come and see me.
Okay, so let's have a little look. I can see now you've got cases which the balance totals to £611, and we've made you aware now then that if the payment is not being made, they can remove goods and vehicles, which do occur fees then of £110 and storage and auction fees. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to have a quick read through the notes, if you just bear with me.
Do you have the reference number for your agent calling the police on me? That's what I'm asking you.
No.
You don't have a reference number. So your agent didn't call the police. So your agent has to come see me. That's what I'm trying to say. So tell your agent to come and see me and give me the paperwork. Stop lying to me and stop trying to play a victim. You know, I want my legal rights here, because you're breaking the law right now. You're lying to me. You told me that the police are looking for me. The police are not. I've just confirmed that with the police. If you want, I've got this all recorded. It's all recorded. So don't lie to me. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, you do your job right. You're bullying and using bullying tactics. This is totally and utterly not on. So that's what I'm saying. I want your officer to make his way from wherever he is and come give me my documentation in my hand. That's what I want.
Documentation for what?
He needs to prove to me where he works, who he is, his badge number, and he needs to give me the documentation for why he has clamped my car and where I can go and recover it and etc. That is the legal law. That is the law in this country. So your officer needs to come from wherever he is.
At the moment?
Sorry?
The vehicle has been clamped at the moment, is it?
Yeah, you're pretty much aware of that. You've just explained that to me, yes. And it's actually unlawfully clamped, really, when you find out, because it's a finance car. I don't know what you're going to do with it. You can't sell it. You can't remove it. You can't do anything with it. My finance company is dealing with that on the side. Your officer, I tried to call you up and speak to you nicely and respectfully. Your officer was obnoxious to me on the phone. He's been extremely rude. When I called him up, when he messaged me, this is what happened. He messaged me, and he was at the car. I called him up. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm clamping your car. I said, okay, wait there. Let me come over. No, I'm going. And he started getting rude, obnoxious. So we got into an argument. I got a bit sarcastic with him. He was being sarcastic with me. Now he's playing to be a victim. And then secondly, you're lying to me, telling me that you called the police and that I've had a police record on me. I've just spoke to the police just now. I got all the references here, everything. No, there's nothing out on me. I've done nothing wrong, nothing illegal. Your officer needs to come and identify himself to me as an agent, prove to me who he is, tell me where he works, give me the documentation for that car, and then he can go away. And until then, that is what you call unlawful and not conducting yourself correctly. And I called up to make a complaint about your officer, and you tried to spin it around on me when I'm the person who's been victimized. So I'd like you to...
What I'll do is now I'll ask the enforcement agent to get in contact with you and giving you a call, okay?
It's very fine, but you shouldn't lie to me, though. Is your name Janet?
No, I'm Emily.
Sorry, Emily. Emily, I'm probably speaking to you a bit... you sound like Janet. I just spoke to somebody called Janet just before you, see, literally about 20 minutes ago. So excuse me if I sound a little bit frustrated. I believe I thought you were the same person. So I'll speak to you in a different manner. I'm sorry to come at you like that. You don't deserve to be spoken to like that when you've done nothing wrong. But I'm saying, I just spoke to somebody just now, Janet. Her name is Janet from Collections, and she's completely lied through her teeth to me and told me that I've done basically the police are looking for me, and this officer doesn't have to speak to me, and he doesn't have to identify himself, etc., etc. But
so, in regards to so what I can see is, in regards to the enforcement, they haven't got to show you paperwork. It has been sent to the house. In regards, their badges on their chest. What I can see is, I can see the previous agent has said they rang the enforcement agent who advised he's been advised by police not to speak to the enforcement agent, not to speak to the customer until a statement is being made.
Do you have a reference number for that?
I don't.
Right. So I'm trying to say to you that that's a lie. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not been reported. There's been no reports to the police. I've just spoke to the police. I've got a reference number here. You can call the police up and ask them. I'll give you the reference number. Call them up and ask them if I'm lying to you. That's illegal. To lie to me, that's very bad. That's very bad. I can't believe I'm speaking to people who are supposed to be in authority here. And that's terrible. You're lying to me there. That's not true. Well, they're lying to you, should I say. The main thing is this. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you how the law works, and you can take it how you want it. But this is the fact. If you're a police officer and you pull me over in your vehicle, it's up to you to identify yourself to me. You show me your badge. You give me your badge number, and you give me your correct details to show me where and who you work for. Right? Your place of business. That's the same thing with your officer. Your agent should have done that. When you say he has it on his badge, believe you me, what I'm trying to explain is your agent clamped the car and drove off. After I asked him, hang on a minute, wait there, I'll be 1 second, let me come to see you. He had no intention of seeing me, no intentions of waiting around, and when he picked the phone up, he was very, very moody, rude and obnoxious, which all he did was wind me up. That's all he achieved doing winding me up.
He was attending the property to show you his ID, but that's when the threats were made. So
No, not true. That's a lie. That's what I'm saying. Basically, you see, your agent is being a liar. You've just seen what I've said to you a minute ago when he pretended and lied as if he called the police. He did not. I can prove that to you. He didn't call the police. He didn't call the police. He's not called the police. He's not done any of that because he's not under that threat. I've spoken to him correctly, and I've said to him afterwards, I recalled him and I spoke to him and said, listen, mate, no issues, come down. Your agent has ignored my phone calls. He does not want to come down. He's not doing his job right. And are you telling me that legally he's not allowed to identify himself? Is that your statement?
So if he attends again, he will...
Tell him to attend. Yes, tell him to attend. Now. Tell him to come here now and to show me his documents.
What he's made me aware of is due to the threat, he's not going to be attending. He's happy to discuss to speak to you in regards to the payment in full being made.
Not paying the payment in full. I ain't got the money to pay the payment in full, so it's pointless talking to me about that. He must come and identify himself. That's what he needs to do. Do his job. I'll be passing this information on because why I'm saying this, right, is because you've just been caught lying, and that's a simple fact, right, yeah? He's lying to you, and I've just proven you now. If you want me to prove to you, call up the police, ask them if I'm lying to you, right? There's no police report on no stabbings. He's lying to you, right, yeah? Tell him to do his job right. You do your job right. So your last statement to me is that your officer should not identify himself. Is that what you're saying to me? Is that your statement? Can I get your name as well, please?
Yes, my name's Emily Smith.
Emily Smith. So, what department do you work for, Emily?
Magistrate.
You're a magistrate. Thank you, Emily. So, Emily, your statement to me is that your agent does not need to identify himself when he comes to clamp a vehicle.
So when the vehicle is clamped, that an ID hasn't got been shown, because sometimes vehicles can be clamped without the customer being there.
Emily, if the police pull you over, Emily, right? Do they have to identify themselves to you?
So I've never been pulled over. I wouldn't know.
Okay, so then, therefore, what's the difference with an agent that your agent is an officer?
I'll explain this to you, sir. He was happy to show you his ID.
He's not happy to show me, Emily. Emily, please stop lying.
I've let you speak.
Okay. Finish what you have to say.
Okay. He then stated, the enforcement agent said that he was on his way to show you his ID when you had made threats on the phone to his life, stating that you were going to knock his teeth out and stab him. He is not going to attend. He's made me aware that he is not going to attend. He has clamped the vehicle. He will discuss with you in regards to the full payment being made. Otherwise, that vehicle is not going to be unclamped until that payment in full is made. That's all I have to make you aware of on the call today.
That's fine. But let me tell you something right here, first and foremost, right, yeah? That's a lie. Your agent has not come to see me. I told your agent, right, yeah? Let me start from the beginning if I told you from the beginning. I said to your agent, I'm on my way now. He just clamped the car. I said, where are you? Oh, I'm at the car, I'm clamping. Okay, I'm on my way now, let me come over. No, by the time you get, I'll be gone. So I said, what are you talking about? That's how we got into a disagreement, right? So your agent has not identified himself. I told him, come and identify himself. He said no. He then told me, oh, I'm going to call the police and you're threatening me. Playing a victim, right? After he was playing the hard man. That's what he was doing, playing the hard man, trying to be big and bad on the phone to me. Because he's got himself a little badge and a little suit. All of a sudden, he's a warrior. So I had an argument with this man. Now, secondly, right, yeah, I have every right for him to identify himself. Yes, and under the law, he should do. And you're stating to me, and your final statements are, your officer will not identify himself to me. That's your final statement.
Because threats were made against his life, yeah.
Prove to me. Prove to me.
Sir, I
have a reference. Give me a reference. Give me a reference. Give me a reference number for it.
I've told you, no, I haven't got.
You don't have a reference number, so therefore, what you're saying to me is not legally binding. Now tell your officer to come see me. It's not difficult. Just tell your police officer. Just tell your agent.
Circle, sir. I've told you now the enforcement agent will attend when you
Janet,
make that payment in full.
Janet, you're not going to get that payment in full,
it's
Janet.
Not Janice, it's Emily.
I'm sorry, whatever. Emily, sorry, you're not going to get. He's not going to get that payment in full. I can only give part payment.
It's not going to be removed from
Brilliant. Well, he can
keep.
Well, in the meantime, it's deprivation. So what he's doing is depriving me from being able to go to work to make money to be able to pay this fine, which I've not disagreed on paying the fine. I told you I can pay it in installments with a down payment. You've totally and utterly.
They haven't got accepted that.
Brilliant. So if you can't do that, then you've left me no option but to not be able to pay. That's the problem. So therefore, that's your section too. So the longer you keep the vehicle locked, it's up to you, because I told you it's on finance, right? The finance company will release that lock eventually, and they will also claim for deprivation.